Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday, and I hope that this video finds you well. Steve Bannon, he is warning the United States right now, and he's saying something that nobody else is saying. The deep state is still real. The deep state has not been taken out. The swamp is breathing. It is alive, and it is more powerful than ever before. Not only are they still here, do you think they're just sitting back and letting Trump just rail his MAGA agenda through the country? Do you think they're just going to let him get away with winning 2024? Do you think they're just going to let him after 2028 right off into the sunset and retire? No, they are right now already plotting and building a prison cell for Donald Trump, for his wife, for his sons, for his administration, and for his supporters. Right now, the swamp, the worldwide Satan-worshiping globalists are plotting to make their move to take out Trump and to jail anybody that has ever supported him. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is real, and Steve Bannon has the evidence to prove it. As soon as you're in, smash that thumbs up. Subscribe, leave me a comment. Where are you tuning in from? And before we continue, ladies and gentlemen, today's sponsor is Mike Lindell with his companies My Store and My Pillow. Mike Lindell's team reached out to me last week and they need your help. As you all know, Mike Lindell is running to be the next governor of Minnesota. He is self-funded. He doesn't have big GOP donors. He's doing this because he wants to save the state of Minnesota and save the nation. He needs your help. So when you use promo code ANN at checkout at My Store or My Pillow, all the proceeds go to making sure he wins the race. So links are down below in the description. Support Patriot Mike. Get a free gift. You see it at the bottom of the screen. Let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. So first, I'm going to play you this speech from Steve Bannon's show, just from the other day.
The deep state. This is why we started in Vatican, right? This Vigano's, this interview, if you're not a Catholic, you got to read it because this stuff's all connected. He's really the voice of one of the leading voices against Davos for years. He was the ambassador from the Vatican to the United States. He was warning about this for years, about what this kind of party at Davos is, the World Economic Forum. He's got an explosive interview. He basically says the Obama administration worked hand in glove to get a radical like Bergoglio there because they want to control the Catholic Church. It's very important. So you've got to read it. The deep state is all over. Stunningly, and they don't care. They talk about democracy and anti-democratic. Trump just won a massive victory in November. They try to put him in prison for 700 years. And don't think if they don't, when they steal it in 28 or attempt to steal it in 28, if they're able to steal it, they're going to put him back in prison. Don't think we're past this sort of Damocles by any stretch of the imagination. And people do, and all the tech bros and running around and all is great. You're not facing reality. Bolsonaro, they went in ICU the other day to an ICU unit. The guy had the 12th operation for 7 hours, or the 7th operation for 12 hours of the assassination attempt to serve him to come back to court because they're going to put him in prison and assassinate him in prison. Le Pen, they just gave a 4-year prison sentence to. 4 years. In Korea, they just had a coup to throw a guy out who was complaining against, wait for it, election fraud. It's so obvious what they're doing. They can't beat us at the ballot box. So now they're using, like here, what are they stopping Trump with? They say, well, Steve, all this Constitution. They don't care about the Constitution. They're stopping Trump from his core responsibilities under Article 2. They don't care. They're Marxist radicals. There is no rule of law. It's the rule of the powerful. Of all of these, the most stunning is Alternative for Deutschland, that the folks there trying to save their country and have been right about everything they've said on mass immigration. 100% correct. And their pressure and rise with nothing, with no media, and being terrorized by the police. Terrorized, because I've been with these people now for 10 years, terrorized by the police. They've saved their country and broken Merkel. And what do? Now that they're rising in the polls, they're the leading party. It's like Nigel Farage and Reform. They're the leading party in Germany. with a real spread between the other parties. Why the German people are sitting there going, we hear what you're saying and we support you. They've just come out with a deep state report to say they're an extremist group and they need not just to be shut down, they need to be shut down and jailed. The deep state.
So in Germany, the AfD, I believe, party, who was supposed to win the election, what's going on? In a landslide, they now can't run in an election. You look at the Vatican, it's that right now they're trying to push a woke liberal pope. You look at Romania, you look at Georgia, you look at France, you look at Germany, all across the world, those people that love their nation, the conservative Christian patriots who love their country, are being jailed, they're being imprisoned, they're being thrown out of a election race. Ladies and gentlemen, and Trump, I mean, look at Brazil. Do you remember the last Brazilian election? Their former communist dictator who served a decade in prison for corruption is released by the Supreme Court of Brazil. Then he's allowed to run against the most popular president of Brazil ever and beats him. And what's the first thing that he does? Barcelona, he cannot run for president ever again in Brazil. These people, these globalists are sick. They're disgusting. They don't care what you want. They don't care what the majority wants. They are power hungry. All they want is power. All they want is control. All they want is to, and trust me, they will not forgive you. They will not forgive me. And they will not forgive Trump for the 2024 election. If we allow them to win the midterm elections, if we allow them, the Democrats, to take the White House in 2028, ladies and gentlemen, all this anger that's building up within them, they will release it against Trump, against Melania, against Barron, against Eric, against Don Jr., against Trump's grandkids. You thought 970 years in prison that they tried to give Trump the first time was something special? That was just the beginning. But we got some good news, though. We do have some good news. We're going to laugh a little bit. All right, Trump, I want to kind of finish this off laughing. So Trump said this about Jasmine Crockett. Oh, what's going on? Why did it do that? Okay, here's the video.
I can't name one Democrat. I mean, I look at the Democrats, they're in total disarray. They have a new person named Crockett. I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person. And they said, she's the future of the party. I said,
Jasmine Crockett, this crazy. And then she responded to Trump saying, for you to be in charge of the whole country, you sure do have my name in your mouth a lot. Every time you say my name, you're reminding the world that you're terrified of smart, bold black women telling the truth and holding you accountable. So keep talking. Okay. And I'm going to play you one more clip, ladies and gentlemen. I want to play you this clip, and you're going to love it. You know how everyone right now is just, especially the Democrats, they're freaking out about Trump. You know, he posted that meme where he's like supposedly the Pope. Watch this clip.
If you saw this and thought, that is stunning and brave.
That's from the Olympics.
But then you saw this and thought, that right there is offensive. You should not and cannot be taken serious. I hope that helps.
Right? You guys remember this? You guys remember this picture from the Olympics last year? The Democrats said it was brave. Oh, it's so brave and courageous. It's so amazing. Oh, you Christians, stop complaining. You Christians, stop whining. You all remember how the Satanists told us Christians to not be offended? But now the same Democrats are offended at Trump's meme right here. Where was it? Right there. They're offended at that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Sunday, so I don't want to keep you long, and I got some stuff to do too. When I saw that clip of Steve Bannon, I knew I had to go live. I knew I had to talk about this. Ladies and gentlemen, pray for Trump and his safety. Pray for his administration. Pray for the spirit of wisdom, of counsel, of might and understanding to be upon him and everyone around him. Pray for a powerful team around him and pray for wisdom to make sure that our country is not stolen in 2026. It's not stolen in 2028. Because if you look at the numbers, the Republican Party right now is more popular than almost ever before. The only time it was this popular and have this much support was Abraham Lincoln. Look at young men, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, doesn't matter. They support Trump all the way by a mass majority. So the only way we lose our country is if it's stolen from us. If they pull off 2026, the last 2 years of Trump presidency is going to be nothing but fake impeachment trials. And then God forbid, if they pull off 2028, ladies and gentlemen, they will imprison Trump for the rest of his life. They will not stop. They will build concentration camps for his supporters. Why do you think they call us Nazis? And modern day, Hitler and Nazis and fascists. Because if you could go back in time, knowing what you know about Nazis and fascists and Hitler, wouldn't you want to imprison all of them before they committed all those crimes against humanity? So they are brainwashing the population, preparing them for what they want to do to us. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless you. Pray for our nation. Pray for our president. Pray for the future of this nation. I believe if we do the work, speak truth to power, register new voters, get active, our country is in our control. But if we get lazy, if we just say, "Whoa, nice, Trump won, woo," and we just relax, this is where the enemy really puts in the work. I mean, just remember, do you guys remember how bold we were leading up to 2020? We were like, who's going to vote for Joe Biden? Who's going to vote for Joe Biden? We laughed at the idea. We were like, we got it in the bag. We cannot make the same mistake again. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless you. I'll see you soon. Stay tuned. Smash that thumbs up. I'm out.